Right now, as this heat wave burns across the northern hemisphere, more than 165 million people are under extreme heat warnings, and the death toll in Europe is already counted in the thousands. But step into two apartments on the same street. In one, it is a comfortable 22 degrees. In the other, it is a lethal 38. The difference between them is not luck. It is a machine humming in a window. And the question of who gets to own it, run it, and survive because of it is quietly becoming one of the most political questions of this century. This is politics in everything. Today, the politics of staying cool. Air conditioning feels like the most neutral object in the world. A box, an appliance, a button you press without thinking. But zoom out, and that box draws a line straight across the human race. In the United States and Japan, around 90% of households have air conditioning. In the hottest regions of the planet, the places that need it most, the figure is around 8%. In sub-Saharan Africa, fewer than 4% of homes have any cooling at all, and those that do are almost all the wealthiest. Look at a map of who is cool, and you are really looking at a map of who is rich. Comfort, it turns out, is not evenly distributed. It is allocated. And that line does not stop at borders. It runs right through your own city. Take Italy. Overall, about 39% of people have air conditioning. But for people living below the poverty line, that number collapses to just 10%. In the United States, research shows that Black and Hispanic households are consistently less likely to have air conditioning than white and Asian ones, often for one blunt reason: they cannot afford it. So when a heat wave hits, it does not arrive equally. It searches out the people already stretched thin, the elderly, the low income, the neighborhoods with the fewest working machines, and it hits them first and hardest. Because here's what we do not like to say out loud: heat is the deadliest weather there is. Not hurricanes, not floods, heat. In the United States alone, more than 21,000 people died from heat between 1999 and 2023, and the yearly toll has been climbing since 2016. And a heat wave does not kill at random. It follows the map we just drew, the map of who has a working, affordable air conditioner. There is even a cruel second layer: energy poverty. Millions of people own an air conditioner but cannot afford to switch it on, rationing their own safety, sweating in a room with a machine they dare not run because the electricity bill would break them. So a fair question follows. If a cool room is now the difference between life and death, is cooling a right or a luxury? Cities are being forced to answer in real time. They open cooling centers, libraries and gyms turned into public refuges. Some places ban utilities from shutting off a household's power during a heat wave, the same way they ban it in deep winter. Campaigners argue for a legal right to cool, a maximum safe indoor temperature, just as we set a minimum in the cold. Every one of those choices is political. Everyone decides, in effect, whose life the state is willing to guarantee when the thermometer climbs. But here is the twist that makes this so much harder than just handing out air conditioners. Because the machine that saves you is also, quietly, an arsonist. Think about what an air conditioner actually does. It does not destroy heat. It moves it, pumping the warmth from inside your room out into the street. Multiply that by a whole city, and studies have found air conditioning can raise the outdoor temperature around it by as much as 1 full degree. So the richer, cooler neighborhoods are, in a small but real way, exporting their heat onto the hotter, poorer streets outside. The cure and the disease share the same wire. And the world is about to buy a lot more of them. According to the International Energy Agency, the number of air conditioners on Earth will rise from around 1.6 billion today to 5.6 billion by 2050. Sit with that number. It works out to roughly 10 new air conditioners sold every single second for the next 30 years. The energy needed just to run them is on track to triple, demanding new power capacity equivalent to the entire electricity output of the United States, the European Union, and Japan combined. We are, in effect, wiring the whole planet for cold, all at once. And all that cold has a temperature of its own. Air conditioning is already responsible for around 3% of global greenhouse gas emissions through the power it burns and the potent refrigerant gases that leak from it. If nothing changes, the International Energy Agency estimates that by 2030, cooling could be adding roughly 1.5 billion tons of carbon dioxide every year, more than 3 times the total emissions of the United Kingdom or Brazil. And this is the trap, the feedback loop at the heart of the whole story. The hotter it gets, the more we cool. The more we cool, the hotter it gets. We are air conditioning our way into a warmer world, which turns a household appliance into a matter of national power. Look at India. As it gets richer and hotter at the same time, the share of its peak electricity demand going to air conditioning could climb from around 10% today to 45% by 2050. Whole national power grids will rise or fall on how many people switch on their units at 4 in the afternoon. Blackouts become a political emergency. The refrigerant gases inside the machines are now the subject of international treaties. Who can afford to keep their people cool and who cannot is quietly becoming a new axis of global inequality and a new front in climate diplomacy. So strip it all back. The air conditioner is not really an appliance. It is a life support machine, handed out unequally, in a world that is only getting hotter. It decides who sleeps and who suffers. It sorts the living from the dying along old lines of wealth and race. And it is a climate weapon we have already fired and cannot put down because the alternative for millions is death. A cool room feels like a small private comfort. It is really one of the clearest political statements of our age, a line drawn in cold air between those a society chooses to protect and those it leaves to the heat. A button, a hum, and a line drawn straight through who gets to survive. Everything is political, even the air you breathe indoors. This is politics in everything. If this changed the way you hear that machine in the window, subscribe and tell us in the comments, should there be a legal right to stay cool? Next time, a new arena, same game.